It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Doug's and Omnipollo, and it's a bottle of Anagram barrel aged, coming in at 15% ABV in a 330 milliliter bottle. The description on this beer is it's a Bourbon barrel aged blueberry and cheesecake stout brewed by Doug's and Omnipollo. We'll get into the rest of the description later on. We've got a black bottle cap. I want to say a massive thank you to Håkan in Sweden, of course, for sending us the beer. Thank you, Håkan. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass, see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the bottle opening. Beer, oh, even from here, I think I've got a bit of stout on my hands somehow. But I want to put my nose in. Even from here, there's a little puff of the barrel aged sense of this beer. Wow, unbelievable. Got to get this in the glass, everybody. Look at the body on this beer. Jet black beer. Looks like engine oil. Even for a 15% ABV beer, we've got a small one finger tan coloured head. It's a jet black beer in the glass. There's no light bleeding through that beer whatsoever. Look at that. Small amounts of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. Wow, wow, wow. This looks fantastic. Thank you very much, Håkan, again for this beer. Have a look as you rock the beer back and forth. You can see the carbonation chasing that head of the glass. Look at that. I'll be able to show you a little bit more. I'll be able to give you a rigorous pour in a moment when I have a few sips of this. But let's get the aroma first and foremost. Without even tasting the beer, I've had the regular Anagram and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But without even tasting this beer, I'm going to say that this might be, have they called it an Imperial Stout? They've called it a stout. It's Imperial strength. I'm going to call it an Imperial Stout. This might be, just by sticking my nose into the beer, one of the best, if not the best, Imperial Stouts we've ever reviewed on the channel. I'm picking a pecan, coconut, a little bit of toasted coconut, a real nuttiness, a biscuitiness, chocolate coffee caramel, blueberry. So for me, the cheesecake, they call it a blueberry cheesecake. The cheesecake is for me like, you know, the biscuit underneath the cheesecake. It's really nutty. There's a real nutty sense to the beer. And of course, one of the biggest aromas in the beer, I've been trying to ignore it by trying to pick up other flavours, but it's just that barrel age. It's just that, it's probably a whiskey. Probably a whiskey, but you get the woodiness, touch of whiskey in there. It smells incredible. I mean, I'm sure I've missed flavours. I've probably missed some cinnamon in there somewhere, and just incredible. I gotta dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh my goodness me, wow. Woo. Oh, that is insane. Blimey. Oh, you get a real warming sense from the alcohol. You can feel it sliding down your throat into the pit of your stomach. You feel the warming sensation of the alcohol. My goodness me, wow. Stone the crows. Whew, where do I start with this one? Massive mouthfeel. Massive, massive, bold, thick, creamy, rich mouthfeel. that cheesecake, that nuttiness, I'm going to call it, that like pecan nuttiness is still there. There's a touch of licorice, plums and figs and prunes on the back end from the mixture of the roasted malt in the beer, and of course the blueberry. It's the mouthfeel. You can feel the beer. I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see it. It's like sticky, real sticky on the lips. Do you know when you drink? I don't drink red wine, but I point and laugh at people when they have red wine lips, and that's why I was checking. Do I have stout lips? But what unbelievable beer, unbelievable. It is vinous. It is vinous as well. Woody. Boozy. It is boozy. Woody, boozy, but with it being, it's 15%, it's going to be boozy. Without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to be boozy. But the other flavours carry it. The blueberry, the chocolate, the coffee, the caramel, the vanilla, the wood. It all just carries that beer along at 15% ABV so well. So well. I mean, for me, it's drinking like a 12% barrel-aged Imperial Stouts. I've had more kind of fumey, peaty smoked 12% barrel-aged Imperial Stouts than this. This is at 15%, drinking like a 12%. That is unbelievable. I think if you gave this to somebody who liked the spirit and who may like a dark beer, I think that you give it, and I think they'd love it. I think they would absolutely love this beer if they liked a bit of the top shelf. Unfortunately, I don't like the top shelf. I don't go anywhere near the top shelf. Through past experiences, my body simply won't let me. My mind simply won't let me. But yeah, I think somebody who likes the top shelf would really appreciate this. Who didn't know too much about beer but knew the top shelf, I reckon they would really love this. Really love this beer. Blueberry, chocolate, coffee, caramel. Nice bitterness on the back end as well. We've not even got to the vinous, bitter, kind of spicy pepperiness on the back end yet, which, I mean, it's incredible. There's a little bit of carbonation as well that pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. I really am in the groove with this beer. I really am in the groove. I'm going to be perfectly honest with everybody, because I'm always perfectly honest with my viewers. I was coming into tonight's review a little bit tired and a little bit like, shall I do it tomorrow? That was my attitude tonight. Shall I do it tomorrow? Shall I give it a miss? Shall I just do it tomorrow night? And I thought, no, I've got a bit of time. I'm going to review this beer tonight. And I pulled myself out the chair and I'm in front of the camera, and I tell you what, it was the best decision I've made all day long. Really is. Really is. Let's rock it back and forth then. Look at this. Look at the quality of that beer. Look at the carbonation chasing the head of the glass. Look as we roll the beer around now in the glass quite rigorously. We can really see that head development, the alcohol legs of the glass. Look at it. One of the best Imperial Stouts I've ever reviewed on the channel. Omnipollo and Doug's, or should I say Doug's and Omnipollo, because it was brewed at Doug's Brewery. They've really pulled the stops out. They really had. I had the Elsa recently, which was just an amazing blueberry sour. Omnipollo, they just keep going from strength to strength. The first time I had an Omnipollo beer was, it was a beer called Fata Morgana, and it was like a double IPA type beer. And I remembered it being cloudy and hazy and immensely drinkable. And it was just one of the best double IPAs that I'd ever had. And it was in a big bottle. It was in a big, like, 750 bottle back then. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. They started off as what we like to call in the industry as gypsy brewers. They never had their own brewery, so they brewed up Doug's. They brewed at the Proof Brewery in Belgium, and they also brewed in Buxton Brewery in the UK. Amazing stuff. Oh, let's read that. I was about to rate it, but we got so far into the description. Let's just read it again. A bourbon barrel-aged blueberry and cheesecake stout brewed by Doug's and Omnipollo. Let's take that again. A bourbon barrel-aged blueberry and cheesecake stout brewed by Doug's and Omnipollo. Double take. Unbelievable beer. Well done to everybody involved. Massive thank you to Håkan for sending us this beer from Sweden. Both breweries, by the way, from Sweden. I was about to say as well, Omnipollo are about to open their new brewery. Hopefully when this whole lockdown thing goes away. We are reviewing this May 2020, so we're in a current lockdown situation here in the UK, so hopefully that all goes away soon and everybody gets back to brewing great beer. Rating. One of the most intense experiences that I've ever had with a beer. Really is. To-ing and fro-ing from like, where do I start? I'm sure, even now, I'm standing here thinking, have I missed flavours? Have I missed anything in the beer? And I think with a beer like this, you need to sit back in the armchair, pour it out and really contemplate the flavours. Maybe even write them all down, how many different flavours you can pick from this beer. It's outstanding, it really is. It's an outstanding beer. Try the barrel-aged version of Anagram by Doug's and Omnipollo. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!